Hi everyone, it's Soyoung from Style Me Seoul, and welcome to today's episode where we're trying to spy on the Korean fashion industry by reading a fashion newspaper, a smart way to take a peek inside the industry. Now, a few weeks ago, I came across something called the Apparel News, and I was super curious to see what it was all about, an actual printed newspaper in today's world. So I'm heading over to a coffee shop in Huam Village in Seoul, which is near Namsan Tower and across Yongsan Public Library, to read an edition from February 10th. So let's see if we can answer a few questions that will help us understand what the Apparel News is all about. Question number 1. Who makes the Apparel News? Like every other newspaper, we have the name of our publisher and editor-in-chief right here. His name is Chung Eung-hwan. I'm using all of my creepy stalking skills to see who this person is. I'm being super creepy on Google and Naver. Well, I was curious to know what this person did before he worked at the Apparel News, but there's nothing I can find. No information about this person at all. That's very, very strange. You see, this newspaper has been around since 1992. It's the 29th year in publishing, and I don't know, has this person been publishing newspapers for 29 years? We will never know. Question number 2. Who reads the Apparel News? Now, to understand what a newspaper is about, the easiest way to find out is look at the ads. Who are the ads targeting? On page 1, we have something called Fashion Access. So at the time of publishing, Fashion Access was to be held between March 31st and April 2nd in Hong Kong. So Fashion Access is Asia's leading fashion accessories trade show, and it's just an annual fashion accessories fair for bags, shoes, and leather buyers. It's being postponed indefinitely because of COVID-19. So here we can know that the Apparel News is mostly read by potential suppliers and buyers who work within the fashion industry. So people like me and consumers aren't usually the readers of this newspaper.
I would love to go if somebody paid me to go.
Let's go to the next ad. On page 2, we have an ad for a fashion ERP. And ERP stands for...
My job has a lot to do with ERP, and right now I'm trying to think of what it stands for. It's Enterprise Resource Planning.
I should know this. So ERPs are computer softwares that help you stay on top of what's going on in your business. You can keep track of your cash flow, inventory, sales orders, purchase orders, and all that stuff. As your business gets bigger, it becomes harder and harder to keep track of what's going on in your business. For example, whether you put out a purchase order for a particular sales order or how much inventory you have of a certain product. So ERPs can help you manage all of those things really efficiently and systematically. This third ad is aimed at online retailers to help them recommend a size for their customers. And it's really interesting because it takes customers' data and it finds the perfect size for each customer. So for example, it says here that it may recommend a customer a size medium because 94% of other customers with similar measurements chose a size medium and were happy with it. And here we have an ad for Lycra, which is a spandex-like fabric often used in sportswear. And as you can see, the information contained in this newspaper is mostly for industry insiders. And yay, we got to take a little peek. So now let's move on to our third and final question. What's in the Apparel News?
I'm just going to point to 2 interesting articles. My primary interest is in how the industry is changing using technology. So this article is about StyleShare, which is a Korean startup. They are a social media channel. It's an app where people can go online and share their outfits with people. They can tag brands and talk about what they're wearing. They got an extra $25 million in investment.
So apparently they're at Series D in funding, and in total they've received around $45 million US. And StyleShare is said to be the next unicorn in Korea. Their recent investment was probably to pursue a new business opportunity in live stream shopping. They launched their live stream shopping service in February. It's something where viewers can immediately purchase products on the platform during a live stream. Live stream shopping is a major sales channel in China, and I think larger players internationally internationally, such as Instagram and H&M, are already starting similar services. Naver in Korea is also starting one. They're even looking to hire people with experience in live commerce. And it's not a service that smaller companies with fewer resources can easily provide, because the cost of running so many live streams at once is really big. The original Korean platform to start live stream shopping was a startup called Grip. And it's not widely known, but they were one of the pioneers within Korea to start live stream shopping. I've been super interested in what Grip has been doing, and I'm actually planning to try out the platform myself. I want to sell clothes live on Grip to see how it works and, most importantly, whether it works. It's definitely going to be a major part of e-commerce, and I would love to learn more about it, and the best way to learn is to try it for yourself. I'm going to be sharing my little adventure on my YouTube channel, so stay tuned to watch me dabble in the art of selling. Now, this is the second article, and it's about how large fashion brands owned by conglomerates are utilizing AI and big data in their business. So first we have LG Fashion. It partnered with a tech company in Silicon Valley to use AI to recommend products for customers. It's also adding an image search to its website, but I'm not quite sure why, because image search seems more useful for search engines like Google or Naver, where we actually search for things. On websites for particular brands, don't we usually scroll through existing product lists instead of searching for images? Well, I guess they have their reasons. Next, we have Samsung Fashion that's using AI to determine optimal production cycle and quantity. It says in the article that such use of AI is replacing the traditional need for merchandisers, which seems a little intimidating. It's also implementing a program to customize the information provided to customers. Okay, and Lotte Home Shopping is adding AR and VR to its shopping experience. That's pretty cool. It also added a chatbot called Charlotte. Which is sort of funny if you're familiar with Lotte. The conglomerate Lotte is named after the character Charlotte from the German classic Sorrows of Young Werther. And Lotte names a lot of its products Charlotte. Its musical theater is called Charlotte Theater. Its food court is named Villa de Charlotte. They have a movie theater called Charlotte. And now their chatbot is also named Charlotte. So I guess the takeaway from this article would be two things. One is that for consumers like us, companies, brands, commerce platforms are getting smarter and smarter and smarter about ways to make us purchase more. Well, that's not necessarily a bad thing. We just have to be more wary of how we're spending our money and making purchase decisions. The second thing to look out for is that as computer programs become smarter with AI, they're able to do the work that used to require a human touch. It's just something that's good to keep in mind. So even for my job, I think it's important to keep asking myself, what kind of unique value can I bring to the table that won't easily be replaced by a computer program, because I can already name some aspects of my job that can be done more precisely and more efficiently if there is a computer program to do so. A quick recap. We tried to answer the 3 questions. The first one we couldn't quite answer, but we do know who reads it, and we know what kind of information is delivered through the newspaper. I'm Soyoung from Style Me Seoul. I make videos about Korean fashion. Make sure you subscribe to my channel.